Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast but too afraid that it may cost you too much money? Well, guess what? There's an easy way to do that with the Anchor app. The best thing about it, it is $0 and free cents. It is completely free. The best thing about Anchor is that there is a creation tool that allows you to edit from either your computer or from your phone. Anchor also will distribute all of your podcasts through Spotify, Apple Music, and all other streaming services, so you won't have to worry about a thing. You can also make money from doing your podcast, doing sponsorships like this with no minimum listenership. And the best part about your podcast is that everything is going to be in one place. Using Anchor for me has been a wonderful experience. It's so easy to do, and you can do it all from your phone, or if you want to do it on the computer, you can do that as well. All you have to do is go to the website, anchor.fm, or you can download the free Anchor app. All you got to do is type in Anchor on iOS or Google Store, and you can start recording your podcast today.
It's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Get your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Welcome to Space Jam.
Hello and welcome back to the Chandler Burton Podcast. I'm your host, Chandler Burton, and today we got some awesome guests. We're going to start with a guy who's been on my podcast probably the most out of all my friends. Miguel, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, dude. This is like, what, your fourth time on the podcast?
No idea.
Well, so we did video game soundtracks, PlayStation, Star Wars. So this is your fourth.
Fourth time.
Man, you must really like me for coming back for a fourth time.
I love you, man.
Wow. We got that on audio, so I'm gonna keep that forever. Keep that for myself. I will.
Cherish
absolutely. All right. Next we have my friend Jack. First time on the podcast. How you doing, man?
Hello. It's an honor.
It's an honor. Is this your favorite podcast of all time?
I'm a big fan.
I sound like LeBron James. My favorite thing ever. I just love myself. We're going to be talking about LeBron today. And then, of course, we have Bethany, who technically has been on the podcast, but you just heard her laugh in the background. Hi, Bethany.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. That is great to hear. Well, today we're going to talk about something a little special. We're going to be talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy. We all saw it last night with a packed theater. Just kidding. There was no one in the theater except us and my family. So it was, it is what it is. But we're going to be talking about Space Jam today. This is going to be a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen the movie, I would wait to listen to this, come back, and then listen to our thoughts on it. You guys ready?
Right.
Yep.
You guys sound very excited. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Totally.
Cool.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
You gotta be kidding me. On July 16th, only one game counts.
I got it!
Come on and ride, baby, ride. Come on, do it right, baby, right. You wanna hoop, so shoot, baby. Dang, they do to my boy AD.
That brow will haunt my dreams.
Space Jam, rated PG, July 16th.
So before we start talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy, we got to talk about the original Space Jam. Now, Bethany, you haven't seen the original Space Jam.
Correct.
That's too bad, because it's an absolute joy of filmmaking, kinda. I'm a little more biased. I personally, the only reason I like the movie is based on nostalgia. We watched it. What did we watch? We watched it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
On Hulu, and I'll be honest, I really didn't enjoy myself. I watched it with you guys. It was fun being with you guys, but I really didn't enjoy myself watching that movie. I know it's a movie with Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes. Well, Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes are the same thing. And Michael Jordan. But I don't know, man. It's a
fun movie.
Why is it fun, though? There's nothing really fun about it. They're not very loony in this movie.
It's probably fun for all the same reasons you like the second one. Right? I'm serious, but it's like different, though.
I guess, but like I don't know, man. Like I feel like watching the first Space Jam, it actually was based on a commercial. It was based on a Nike commercial where they took Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan and they're like, oh, that's a pretty good commercial. We'll just throw that into a movie. And I felt like there was no heart and passion behind it. That's just me personally.
I think it came out great.
Why though? Why do you like it so much?
The movie should have been the commercial.
I think that's part of what made it great, is that it was like, Michael Jordan is not an actor, and that was very obvious in the movie.
Dude, Michael Jordan was a whiz on the court, dude. But if you put him in a wet paper bag, he could not act his way out of it, even with a basketball.
No.
Not possible. He's like, what do I do with this? Whoa, Buzz Bunny.
Let's just get out there and have fun.
Guys, there's huge stakes on the line. Let's just go out and have some fun. You know what I mean? It's like he didn't even want to be there. Like he's talked about Space Jam in interviews. Like I didn't want to do it, man. I just did it for some money.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's awesome. I think that's literally like the backstory behind the movie is what makes the movie so good, because it's not supposed to be a freaking award-winning movie.
Not at all.
It's just a movie. It's just a movie based off of a basketball player who's playing basketball with cartoon characters. Like you're not supposed to take it seriously.
I know you're not supposed to.
You know, it's so bad it's good. It's one of those types of movies. You know,
there are parts that I like. Like I like the basketball game. I like when Michael Jordan gets sucked down the golf hole. That was pretty funny. But I don't know, man. I just watching it again. See, I saw the movie when I was 3. I remember my mom. I don't remember much of it. My mom said I liked the cartoon aspects, but I didn't like anything else about it, which still stays true to this day. I like the Looney Tunes.
I gotta give props to the editors, though, like the camera editors, like the animators, all the people who had to work with Michael Jordan's acting. They need an award, dude, because that was to make it look like a legitimate movie, because they didn't have.
He talks the same way he does in like McDonald's commercials.
Yeah,
I mean,
or the one
exactly.
like, "Don't do it, get some help," like that drug commercial. Get some help. It's like, it's like, dude. And again, you're taking a guy. Again, he's not an actor. And honestly, here's the thing, and we're gonna get into New Legacy in a sec. I do feel Michael Jordan was like the rarest of the rare, because again, he was the superstar back in '90s. And dude, Michael Jordan was hot at the time, and the Looney Tunes were popping off even better than ever.
It's big money.
And it really is. I mean, no one ever thought Michael Jordan would be in a Looney Tunes type. Everyone's like, what? Even my mom, who was literally, she was kind of my age when the first one came out. Yeah. She's like, this is like history in the making. She's like, wow, this is bigger than the Avengers, dude.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
That was the crossover.
Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan. What else could you want? But don't get me wrong, it's very nostalgic. It's one of those movies I used to watch over and over as a kid, to the point where I was like, you need to put on something else. And then I put on James and the Giant Peach. And then I watched that over and over, and she was like, we got to get you a new movie to watch. So those two movies that I watched. And I don't know, man, it has a special place in my heart, because again, I love Looney Tunes. I actually prefer Looney Tunes over like Mickey Mouse or something, because they're just more entertaining, and they're funny, and like Daffy Duck's hilarious, and I don't know, man. I felt like that movie was just such a cash grab, which it was, because that movie still is making money to this day.
I mean, I will say in terms of like characters, like Tweety Bird was hilarious in the first one.
Tweety Bird was funny.
Tweety Bird was adorable. Tweety Bird was like had some hilarious one-liners, you know.
He
but
did.
Like in the second one, it's like not, you know, it just wasn't the same.
I understand.
It didn't feel the same at all. And like Lola, you know, she's half the movie, and they took out the good parts of.
What parts were they talking about, Miguel?
Just, you know,
them bunny knockers.
her personality. You know, she's more like
personality.
I don't know.
Dude, her bunny knockers and her bunny butt.
Dude, they took away.
She had some curves in the second one.
She just wasn't so busty.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. We'll get into that too. But Jack, anything else you want to say about the first Space Jam?
It's a great movie. I thought the plot, the whole premise of the first one
It's very simple.
I think it's way better than the second one.
It's true. It's very...
I guess I can describe why later, but I mean, it's just way better.
I like that.
Way better.
He's really... He looked at me dead in the eyes when he said that, too. Way better.
Don't like
Aliens.
I know.
Aliens.
Again, it's like, it was funny. I felt like the first Space Jam, for me, it was like, literally half it was like a documentary on Michael Jordan. Like, all that actually, not the Looney Tunes part, but like, he did retire, he played baseball, he was terrible at it.
He's out playing golf. And then he gets sucked in by Yosemite Sam. No, that part didn't happen. But then, like, at the very end of the movie, he does come out of retirement, he goes back to the Chicago Bulls, which I thought was really cool. So part of it, it's like they tried to do a Michael Jordan documentary, but mix it in with comedy and Looney Tunes and like the Looney. So anytime the Looney Tunes are on screen or with him, I do enjoy it. It's the parts that are like in the middle when Charles Barkley's like walking around, is like, "Hey, can I play some basketball with you girls?" And he's like. He's just awful. They all go to like the hospital. With the corny 90s music.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, do the soundtrack.
But I love that they had all those other players in the first movie, though.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of players and they all lost their powers. And they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
How come I can't play no more?
But
the aliens took their basketball.
They all go to the hospital because they think something's wrong with them. And I'm like, okay.
That's so much funny.
Or
That's such a better
Or the part,
idea.
you gotta admit, though, the part with the fortune teller lady and she's like, I see aliens.
I forgot that was even in the movie.
That was bad. I'm like, this is stupid. But anytime the Looney Tunes are on screen with Michael Jordan, no matter about the acting, I have fun watching it. The first one has moments I do enjoy, but okay, let's just. Also, really quick side note: Looney Tunes Back in Action is still the best Looney Tunes feature-length film they put in theaters. I'll say that. That came out in 2003. That movie bombed so hard that Warner Brothers was like, "Man, we ain't gonna use these guys
Who's the white guy in that movie? Who's the main dude?
Oh, and Back in Action? Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
Fraser?
Yeah, Brendan Fraser.
I can see his face in my head.
Yeah.
So it's funny, there was actually a lot of... it's funny, Space Jam, of course, did so well. I mean, it's the highest grossing sports movie of all time. Beating out, like, Remember the Titans or all these other really good sports. Space Jam is the best... it's crazy to think. A movie in 1996, it's the best grossing sports movie of all time. And
there's not a lot to compete with.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you got?
Well, even
and
now,
that was like a family one.
Even
right?
yeah, even now,
like
it's
Coach Carter, where you gotta be in a certain mood.
Even now, I looked it up. It's still one of the highest grossing sports movies ever, and it's still selling merchandise, and it's just amazing that it's still going on. And they actually had plans for a Space Jam 2 with Michael Jordan, but what happened was, I looked this all up the other day, Warner Brothers, they like lied or something. Someone lied to something, and they said, yeah, Michael Jordan's coming back, and Michael Jordan's like, I ain't doing that again. So they're like, okay, we're just gonna, literally this happened, and then they just cut it, and they're like, we're not doing Space Jam 2. But they also were planning on doing a Spy Jam. It was going to be with Jackie Chan, which was originally turned into Looney Tunes Back in Action. It was supposed to be called Spy Jam.
Way.
Just really, look it up.
So that's what became of Looney Tunes Back in Action.
That's what, yeah. So Spy Jam was supposed to be with Jackie Chan, but then they're like, we're just going to rework it into Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Okay.
But there is more. I looked it all up the other day. This is all true because I follow a lot of film channels on YouTube.
I know you do.
There's also,
sources.
I know they're all supposed to be. This one would have been fun. There was supposed to be a skate jam with Tony Hawk. That was supposed to come out after.
Oh, that's a better idea.
Yeah. So Tony Hawk actually talks about it it's on YouTube. You can look it up. He's like, literally, they asked me. I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And Warner Brothers never called him back. They're like, because Looney Tunes Back in Action bombed so hard that Warner Bros. Like, we're not using these guys till now in 2021. Looney Tunes haven't been in theaters since 2003. So it bombed that hard that they're like, we're not even going to call Tony Hawk. We're just going to be like, maybe he'll forget. But Tony Hawk wanted to do it. They were going to be like a skateboarding and hanging out with Tony Hawk.
Oh my god,
that would have been fun, dude.
Yeah,
they're also supposed to do. Seriously, they're all supposed to make a golf jam with Tiger Woods. That was also planned.
How do you make that exciting?
That's not exciting.
Sounds like a video game.
Well, literally, what we saw last night
like
was
Mario
a video.
Golf or something.
Yeah, what we saw last night was a video game. So then, after all this, so we got all this golf, and then again after Looney Tunes Back in Action 2003, completely off the face. Like no one, dude. Literally, it bombed. I remember seeing it on my parents' anniversary night. I was like, Mom, take me to see this, or I'm just gonna cry and complain. And so my mother and
how you said it? Is that how you told them?
Yeah, literally, the movie came out on the day. The movie came out the day of their anniversary, November 14th. I was like, you have to take me to see this.
And they took me. Instead of them, hanging out with one another, spending time, they took me to go see Looney Tunes back in action.
Dang, dude, I feel like you owe them.
Yeah, I kind of do. And I told him sorry. I told him sorry about that. But no, so again, the Looney Tunes have been tucked away since...
I'm sorry about that.
The guilt, the shame.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. I really wanted to see it, and I really liked that movie. I thought it was funny. But again, it's been since 2003. The Looney Tunes have been on TV. Like, they've had TV shows. They just came out with you guys on HBO Max, have you guys seen Looney Tunes cartoons?
No.
It's like a good return to form for them. It's really funny. It's like reminds me of old vintage Looney Tunes.
Is that new or something? Or?
Yeah, season 2 just dropped last week.
Oh, good out of 10.
It's good, man. It's really good. But again, Looney Tunes has been locked away for a while. So, Space Jam 2, well, A New Legacy, has actually been in the works for a long time. Like, you and I were talking about it forever. When I was like, dude, I think Space Jam 2 is going to happen. And then they confirmed it.
I didn't even believe you at first.
I know. I was like, and then they confirmed it in 2016. They're like, Space Jam 2 is happening. They didn't announce LeBron James yet, but they said Space Jam 2 is happening. And then in 2017, they said LeBron James is going to take over. And everyone was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And turns out everyone seemed to be correct because everybody seems to hate Space Jam: A New Legacy. We'll tie it in right there. So we all saw Space Jam: A New Legacy last night. It was my family, these wonderful people right here. And the majority of votes is everybody in this room hated it except me. And I don't know, Bethany, did you like it? Okay.
I thought it was decent.
That's better than what Jack and Miguel had to say. They thought it was.
If you're a kid,
You changed
like
your
it.
answer.
He was trying.
I was just being nice.
He was just being nice. I knew Miguel wouldn't. I'm like, yeah. So we'll get into the nitty gritty.
You want to talk about our predictions for the Rotten Tomato score?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Because Miguel. Okay.
Just so we have it on record, Bethany.
Okay.
I guessed.
Okay.
I guessed that Rotten Tomato score would be around like 80. No, not 80.
That was me.
That's what Chandler said. I was saying it was gonna be 30 something, like 32 or something, or 36.
You said 36. So
36.
Here's what happened. Actually, I said it was supposed. I predicted that it was going to be at least in the low 60s. So that's like 59 is rotten, 60 is fresh. I thought it was going to be right in between the 59 and 60 area. And the reviews came out, and it was at 80%. I sent that to Miguel. Miguel's like, "What?"
Yeah, I was like,
"You're like,
what?
How the heck?" You're like, "This is incredible." But then I looked. There's only 8 reviews, and they were all out of Australia because they got a super early screening. Everyone's like, "This is so awesome." And then more reviews started coming out. Then it did drop down to 65, and I was like, "Okay, that's I don't expect anything great." And then it dropped down to 56, and I was like, "Okay, that's not horrible." And it kept dropping more, and more. And more, and now it's finally. Right now, it's been on 31% for the past week and a half.
Dang.
So the first Space Jam has a 44, and this one has a 31. And
Sounds
Sounds
right.
about right. Yeah.
well, honestly,
That's how I'd rate them.
the thing is, I'm shocked that it was that low because again, don't get me wrong. The story is not phenomenal. The movie's not great, but I did have a fun time with it. And I'm thinking in the perspective of again, kids are going to grow up for example, our friend Kyle's kid. He's going to grow up with this movie and think this is the best. He's going to be like us saying Space Jam 1 was a classic. He's going to think of this movie.
I don't know.
But
I think that's reaching.
You think so?
Yeah, because I mean, because you remember growing up with Spy Kids and stuff, and maybe as a kid you thought that was really cool, but then you grow up and you're like, that was bad. Even
Spy Kids 3D
back then it was bad.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't feel like that about Space Jam.
The new one.
Space Jam as a kid watching it, I kind of hardly even remember watching it, but I just remember scenes.
Yeah.
And then growing up, I look back at Space Jam and I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe they did that. But that was actually kind of funny that they did that. And it's there's something to appreciate there versus other movies because I felt like the new Space Jam, it was more similar to Spy Kids than the old Space Jam. It felt like I was watching Spy Kids. And
that's
and
a low
not
blow.
a good
That's
thing.
not good. Spy Kids is terrible.
So that's all I'm trying to say is
No?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that this Space Jam is gonna be the way that we saw Space Jam as kids. to the
Okay.
new kids.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm just that's
No,
just
no,
my
no.
opi- that's
Even
just my
the new
opinion.
kids are gonna be like, no, that wasn't. Really
Yeah,
then either.
I think they're gonna look at it like
He's
Spy
saying
Kids.
it's a spy. It's
It's the Spy Kids of their
You
generation.
look back like, man, that movie. It's
Yeah.
not good.
It was
That's my
All-
prediction.
all the
we'll
Spy
see
Kids
10
are
years
bad.
from now.
That's true. That's very true. We'll have to ask Kyle's kid when he's older. Like, hey, do you still like this movie? I remember you liked it when you were 3. He's gonna be 13 in 10 years. So we'll be like, do you still like Space Jam: A New Legacy? You still a fan of that? Okay, so Bethany, I want to ask you. So you've never seen the original, but again, you saw this one last night. So you're the only person who hasn't seen the original. What'd you think of Space Jam: A New Legacy?
Well, first of all, when I said it was decent, I meant it's like one of those movies that you have to realize that it's kind of bad.
Okay.
And then just have fun with it.
Gotta accept it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just accept it.
And roll
and
with
then,
it.
Yeah.
And then just appreciate it for what it is and appreciate how much they take advantage of everything they had available.
Okay.
See, I could do that if LeBron wasn't in there. LeBron wasn't in there being LeBron the whole time. I could have just rode the wave and had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I appreciate that they did have a lot to work with in terms of like characters and all that. Because I mean, it's Warner Brothers and they own basically everything. So all the DC characters, freaking, Pennywise was in the background a lot in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
All
that was
the mask. I saw the mask.
The mask. Yeah, the mask was there. I mean,
I feel like they did that too long throughout the movie. Like, they could have had more settings for, like, basketball or something.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time they had... And it's cool, though, to be able to play I Spy and, like, look and see who you can spy.
Yeah.
yeah.
But there was so much of that.
Not enough basketball.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
I
nowhere
agree.
close to enough basketball.
I agree with that because, dude, I'm not joking. This movie was like an advertisement for HBO Max. They're saying like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we have all these
Yeah.
we have all these movies. If you pay $15.99 a month, you can get all these movies." Because I mean, we could have watched Space Jam at my house essentially for free,
Right.
And they're saying like, "Here, you can watch it on HBO Max. You can also watch The Mask, The Matrix. The new Matrix is coming out in December." Like both Chapter 1 and 2 is on there. There's so many things, and you're just like looking around. You're like, wow, this literally feels like an advertisement to me make purchase HBO Max. I was like, this is insane. I was like, there was a lot of that in there, and
A ton.
it was kind of, you're right. It was kind of fun to pick out
When
like,
they went in and put the Looney Tunes and like Mad Max and the Matrix and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't even.
which you didn't like that during the movie where they're like, because they had to go round. So
It was ridiculous.
so in the movie,
Like, we're supposed to get the basketball at some point. But we're gonna stop and do like the
Yeah.
full Mad Max
right?
part
No.
somehow and make it work just because it's Looney Tunes and Warner.
Yes.
They had to get all the characters.
Yeah, so the part of the movie is like the only person in Toon World was Bugs Bunny. There was only one person. It was him, because he's like faithful to like he just wants to stay where he grew up. And I thought I had elements of like Bugs Bunny. It's kind of about like Bugs Bunny misses his friends, but they're all like, oh, we can just go wherever we want. So I mean, Daffy Duck's on DC World. Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner and Mad Max. I don't know why. Also, there are a few scenes I'm like, this is stupid. I thought the Matrix scene with Granny and Speedy, I thought that was super dumb.
Really?
That was
kind of funny.
I was like, why are they there and why are they hanging out? They never hung out in the show.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you guys?
That was dumb.
I was like, what? That's weird. And then again, we'll get to the Porky Pig rap scene in a bit. But no, I okay.
I really like Speedy Gonzalez in the Matrix part. I thought that
Arriba!
was funny.
You can't try to catch me, bro. I'm like, what?
I
How
thought that
come?
was funny.
How come they can have him, but they can't have Pep? They cut out Pepe
I
Le Pew.
know, right? It's
I'm
like, how much more offensive was Pepe Le Pew?
I'm like, seriously. And then if you look in the background, I don't know if have you guys seen A Clockwork Orange?
No.
So Clockwork Orange, they were in the audience, and I looked it up because I saw it in the trailer, and then people were talking about it. So Clockwork Orange is about these people who literally rape this girl. It's a rated R film. It's Warner Brothers, and they rape this girl. And I'm like, so a skunk who is literally hitting on a cat, and she's only running away because he smells, is a sexual predator, but they put Clockwork Orange in the back. Like that's hypocritical.
That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
that makes
I'm like,
sense
why
at
would they?
all.
Seriously, if you, I'm not saying pop it on again and watch it, but like literally, they're on like how much we saw Pennywise. They're on like the front, like you can see they're all dressed in white.
Yeah.
And they kind of look like KKK members.
Oh
Just
my
being honest.
gosh.
Yeah, and literally, there's a scene where they rape a girl in the film, and I'm like, so
That's okay.
So like
They put him in the front.
yeah, put him in the very front. Instead of putting Scooby Doo or
hide him in the back
Fred
somewhere.
Flintstone, is like they're on the back going yabba dabba doo. They're just like instead of doing that, they put them in the front. Like, why are you guys trying to advertise this?
And there's
And I
definitely some
guarantee it.
product placement.
Again, yeah, and some kids are gonna be like, no one. I mean, some kids are gonna be like, who's that? Who's that? Like, you're gonna want to be like, that's a Clockwork Orange. Those they raped a girl.
Can we watch that movie?
Or if anything, Pennywise eats children. So I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's weird, man.
Yeah,
so like
They want to make all these changes, but the guy who I thought they took the guns out of Space Jam 2.
that's what I thought too. They're supposed to give him like a scythe, which is even more
that's
violent.
right. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, but no, they gave Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd didn't have his gun in this movie, but Yosemite Sam did.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did his
but he
guns.
wasn't supposed to, because again, people are trying to cancel. This movie has had a lot of controversy, which again, the first
For
one,
stupid reasons.
yeah, the first one had no controversy. Again, we didn't have this much like social media stuff nowadays. And then yeah, so like Lola Bunny was a huge hot topic, saying like because she was too sexualized in the first one, because they gave her like
good.
they.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Well, they gave her that top cover her bunny boobs.
Mm-hmm.
You see the belly, and then you see like her really tight shorts, and she got that booty on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm like, dude, Bugs Bunny is like
With that little tail.
that little tail. Bugs Bunny's like, oh my gosh, man, get some of that Lola. But like, and then like even the director came out, like, I don't know why people are so mad about this, but dude, everyone on the internet was like, it's not fair. Personally, when I was younger, I thought she was hot. Now it's like, for me, it's whatever. That was my biggest problem. My biggest problem was Pepe Le Pew. That they just cut him out because, again, they're putting people in like Pennywise, Clockwork Orange. I'm like, it's so hypocritical of them to do that. I'm like, they forget? I was like, seriously? Like, how can they forget
I
that?
want to see the Illuminati theories for Space Jam.
Yeah,
I do
for
too.
real.
That's
There
gonna be
probably
that's gonna be a
is.
lot of
See
fun.
what someone came up with, dude, because there's so many.
There's
you
a lot
could
of
just
drama.
pause the screen and like see who they put in.
Literally, if we go put it on right now,
and, like,
we
what
could.
they're doing too. Like, what if they put something like real sketch in there to find?
I bet you there is something if
Something
you look.
weird.
If
Yeah.
you look hard enough, we could probably find something.
It's true. It's very, very true.
We should do that.
The thing is, though, about this film is that it really. They're trying to make a statement. They even say in the beginning, like, athletes are not actors and we shouldn't do. But it's like, they do all this stuff. Like, and the thing is, though, they don't really make it clever. They literally take a scene from. Did you see Mad Max with me? Remember Fury Road? It came out in 2015.
I think so.
So literally, I'm not joking. They didn't even like They literally took a scene directly from that movie and literally crowbarred in Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, which. And then, but it was like it's like really quick scenes, like when movies like cut really quick. Literally, it was like Mad Max, Matrix. It was like it was all kind of just crowbarred
Just a montage.
Yeah,
in there, a montage.
I think it was just
I
supposed
thought
to be a montage.
I thought it would have been
of
more of like they
characters.
actually go in, maybe look for them, and maybe make fun of the world they're in. I thought it would have been funny if they would have made fun of Warner Brothers, saying like some of their movies are awful. Like they could have made fun of, like if they go to the DC world. They should have made fun of Batman vs Superman because that movie tanked.
See, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, because that movie tanked hard.
But
and
you're right. They're trying to jerk off HBO.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Oh, dude, they totally
And it's a huge money grab, dude.
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, let's okay.
Are
Let's
they losing money on this movie right now?
actually.
What's the budget for
So
Space Jam 2?
I'm glad you asked. 'Cause I looked that up before too.
I figured you know.
So the budget for I don't know about the first one, but the Space Jam: A New Legacy had a $150 million budget. So big budget for this movie.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
It's too much.
And yeah, it was a lot of money. And I just felt like they could have done. I do feel like they could have done better with it.
I just wonder if they're gonna make it back. You know.
On Friday, LeBron. It was funny. LeBron James he shared it himself. I'm like, you shouldn't have done that, but he shared it. So the movie beat Black Widow for the weekend so far. Like the movie's doing better.
Well, I was gonna ask how the ticket sales are because
They're not-
we were the only ones in the.
Well, actually, no, it's what we were. We were the only one in the theater, which is weird because I looked it up and it's number one at the box office right now.
Really?
Yeah, it made on Friday when it dropped. Because again, keep in mind you can watch it on HBO Max for free. It made 37 point something
And
million
it
on.
probably is people our age. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
probably-
going to be kids who think it looks colorful and fun, and it's going to be people our age who liked the first one.
Yeah.
And there's
and
still
grew up-
basketball fans, maybe.
And basketball
Like
fans,
LeBron.
or LeBron fans in general, will be like, yeah, he's at. I mean, the Phoenix Suns beat him, we can go see him in this now because the Phoenix Suns took took out the Lakers, and he wasn't anyway. But so let's go. Let's transition into LeBron James. Now, here's the thing about No, really quick. Let me get my 2 cents, and then I'll let you guys do your thing. So, I will say this. I feel so. Michael Jordan, as we mentioned, was the rarest of the rare. No one thought this would ever happen. Michael Jordan is still the best sports player of all time. Of anything, he is the GOAT of
best
GOAT.
athlete. Period.
If you watch his highlights, you're just in awe. Like, dude, the homeboy could fly.
Yeah.
He literally could fly. I'm like, this is incredible.
Like, God lowered him from
Seriously.
above and gifted us.
And
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I will say this personally, as a person who I like playing basketball for fun, not professionally, but I will say Michael Jordan is one of my biggest influences in life of, like, keep trying, keep pushing forward,
and he's a classy guy.
He is. He's super
carries
cool.
Himself a certain way.
He does.
Too many cigars.
He does. I watched him in interviews. I'm like, dude, you were smoking way too much of those. We need you around, buddy.
He's got his vices, but he carries himself so much better than LeBron.
He absolutely does. And again, I look at him as an inspiration of because he was cut from his high school team. He did very well in school but he made something of himself, and to me, that's super inspirational. I was like, he is the number one of my biggest inspirations that I don't necessarily know. Mm-hmm. I can't say that about LeBron James. He's definitely not an inspiration. I will say he's a great player. He's great at what he does.
He's probably that for a lot of other kids, I guess.
Yeah, and I know some kids are going to look up to him saying because they don't know the whole backstory of what.
He's one of the last players to get drafted out of high school.
Yeah,
before they made it a rule that you can't.
Right, and
he's a human. He's a freak of nature. He's almost 300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's huge.
He's a big boy.
Oh, dang.
He's 6'8" and 2 something of just pure muscle. He's enormous.
Yeah, if you look at this on him next to Bugs Bunny, I was like, dang, dude, you are a big boy. Golly, dude. But so I can't say LeBron James has been in some other movies. So he did Trainwreck with Amy Schumer.
Saw that.
He was actually really good in that. He was really funny. He didn't have a big part, but he actually was very humorous in that movie. I was like, wow, he's actually really funny. He's not a great actor, but he's decent. I was like, wow. He's done a couple of other animated movies as well. I have to say here, acting wise, he is better than Jordan, but he's not great. There are a few moments ooh, they should have redid that because that was some
Well, it's hard
bad.
for someone like him to not look like he's looking at a green screen.
Again,
anyone who's not an actor.
Yeah,
right.
I will give Michael Jordan props. Again, not an actor, no training.
His interaction between him and the kid too, his son in the movie.
It was a little. I was like, no,
it wasn't good.
Cringy.
I was like, dude, you're being a little. If my kid wanted to make a video game, I'd be like, dude, this is cool. Let
Well, that's part of the story.
I know it's
though,
part
right?
of the
He's
story.
supposed to be a bad dad,
Yeah, and he probably is in real life. That's the sad
I
thing.
know we were watching the movie at some point. I was like, dude, they're showing him abuse his kids. Right?
For real, I'm like, what?
He's being an awful dad the whole time.
Yeah. But I will say, and again, Malcolm D. Lee's the director of this film, and he has done nothing of merit. Honestly, he did Girls Trip. I don't know if you guys saw that movie.
I have no idea what that is.
It has Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, Tiffany Haddish, which I don't think do you like her?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay, well,
she's funny.
Yeah, that movie it's actually a really funny movie. It's very entertaining. This is his best movie he's done. He also did Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. He's done a few comedies. He's also did Barbershop, which my dad's a huge fan of that movie.
No, it's a newer one.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. He could maybe do something with this, but man, I just feel like, and again, I'm the only one that liked the movie. I thought it was fun, but I am aware that it's not perfect. It's not even good. I just liked it. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's a masterpiece at all. I'm not saying it needs to deserve an Oscar or anything like that. But getting back to LeBron James, I personally thought he was a better actor than Jordan. But I still prefer Michael Jordan, if that makes sense. Again...
it's who else are they going to pick, though?
Right, who else would they would have picked for...
You can't, because you're supposed to pick who's
ever popular at the time. And then when they make
you have to be number one, you can't just be popular. That's the thing.
Right, you got to be the number...
Because they picked Michael Jordan for the first one.
Because he's the number one. He's the best.
He's the number one.
Yeah.
So it's you got to pick whoever's on top.
Yeah, that's a lot to live up to.
It's true. And then, again, when we're 50 and another Space Jam comes out, they're going to pick the number one popular person... The losers are going to be around for hundreds of years, and we're just never going to go away. I will say this, and we'll go back to LeBron in a sec. I'd actually rather have seen a different Looney Tunes movie than a Space Jam 2. I'd rather see them do a different type of Looney Tunes film.
Be better.
Yeah,
probably.
And maybe they could still have a human character in it, but it's I mean, now that since we have it, we have no control over what they do. Obviously, again, I still like the film, but again, I know it has major problems. So, what do you guys think of like acting wise? What do you guys think of LeBron compared to Michael?
Compared to Michael, yeah, he's a little bit better.
A little bit,
But
bit.
Honestly, I think that just because I guess LeBron. I didn't know this, but I guess LeBron has more experience than.
Yeah, he's done a few. He's done a few films, and he's not bad in Train. If we watch Trainwreck's a good movie. We should watch it sometime.
Yeah. Like again, he's not an actor.
No,
but definitely
he's an entertainer.
He actually seemed like
he
had some training, and he actually kind of wanted to be there.
Yeah, he wanted to be there. And again, you've mentioned actually when we watched Space Jam, saying like. You could tell, like, it's just kind of part of the movie. Like, Michael Jordan is bad.
Yeah.
But you're like, it's just kind of part of the movie. It kind of makes it special.
He's not even acting. He's just talking, and then they're animating the world around him.
That's
true. He's super busy, and he would just run into set for, like, a few minutes, bust out a scene.
Well, that's
bust out a commercial over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's
movie scene over here.
That's the thing. Now that LeBron...
Where's my latte?
now that LeBron's in at LA, it was probably easier for him to shoot Space Jam. That's probably another reason they're like, yeah, we could probably use him. He's closer to home, so they can like, hey, you want to come over here? Literally, had to go run across the street, shoot a scene with Bugs Bunny, and then go back to the court. That's pretty much. So it's probably Michael Jordan probably didn't have a lot of time because again, he was a superstar, and he's like, look, you get one take. And that's all you get.
Got hands to shake, babies.
He's like, look,
I want Michael Jordan to kiss my baby.
I would
absolutely.
too.
Like bless him.
Okay, let's going to Michael Jordan.
Turns into a Looney Tune.
Stretching
out.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that part. I do want to ask you because I knew this part was going to happen. Jack was disgusted. The part where they brought in Michael Jordan, but it was Michael B. Jordan, dude.
Oh, dude! The biggest blue ball in the freaking entertainment.
Well, I knew that was going to happen because I saw it on YouTube. And I was like, oh, Michael Jordan, and then I was like, Michael B. Jordan.
It's such a douchebag move.
That was mean.
It was
such a douchebag.
That was mean.
It's not funny. It's not cute.
No,
people would have loved to have seen him, even if it was just for a small part.
Oh, of course.
But instead of just not showing him,
I thought for
they
sure
pretend like they're gonna, and then they don't.
I thought for sure they would bring him in.
MJ's probably pissed about that too. MJ's at home on his big ass couch like this movie's so stupid.
Oh, I guarantee. I know he's saying.
He's like LeBron sucks.
I know that. I know he's saying it's bad. I cannot.
He's sitting there watching the
on HBO Max on his phone on the Rotten
Tomatoes rating. He's just watching it go down.
He's like, well, mine's better. So.
What, to LeBron?
He's probably watching on his phone, going like, "This is bad, dude." But
they had an opportunity.
Like literally, and the thing is, it's kind of like with what they did with Star Wars, where they brought in like Han Solo, Luke, or like they even brought in Lando in Rise of Skywalker, which again, bad movie, but it's like you kind of expected them to kind of show up. They could have. I guarantee you, if they would have asked, just literally, because Michael B. Jordan's scene was so short. That could have been a scene of like that could have been a really cool scene of Michael Jordan showing up saying like, "Hey guys, remember when we remember when we won, and like you guys can do it again." Like because Michael Jordan, as I said, is a really inspirational guy. He could have been like, "We did this before. I know you guys can do it again. Like you guys got this. I'll be rooting for you." And then he leaves. That's it. That's all he could have done.
Well,
that would have been awesome.
I'm sure they tried. Like because they've worked with Michael Jordan before. I'm sure they still have his contact. Like they probably tried to reach out to him, and I bet you anything he was just like, nah. I'm not gonna do it.
Even for like a 1 minute, like 2-3 lines.
He does that too. MJ is known for not letting his likeness.
And that's why Space Jam was such a rare thing.
I have the first NBA 2K game that he allowed his likeness in for like ages, like since like the 90s or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
He didn't want to be in a basketball video game,
Yeah.
But it's cool that he wanted to do Space Jam back in the day.
I mean, they probably told him, "Look, you're going to get paid a lot for this," and he's like, "All right, I'll do it." But again, honestly, if I understand, honestly, that scene probably should have been just cut out because, like, again, there was no one else in the theater except us. But I know people were looking forward because, again, Space Jam is so nostalgic. They either should have cut it out.
Dude, that was rude, man.
I was like, whoa. I was like, what
I didn't appreciate that at all.
Yeah, I don't think
my mom did because she thinks he's super hot. My sister was like, oh my,
really?
like, my mom loves Michael B. Jordan. So my mom was stoked. My sister and my mom think he's like the hottest thing on the planet.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know who that is.
You ever seen Creed?
No.
He was in Black Panther.
Yeah, he played Killmonger, Black Panther.
Oh,
Yo, could you
okay,
could you imagine if you came out in Black Panther mode? Come on, let's go play some basketball. I'm gonna burn this court down and take down these white folks.
Honestly, I thought it was hilarious. I mean,
Okay.
I knew that they were not going to bring out the actual Michael Jordan. Like, I never had any hope.
Yeah.
So I just knew that it was going to be just another little, basically cheap thing, you
Right.
know?
No, it was
That
so
that is just
unnecessary.
like the cherry on top for like a bad movie that's kind of like good if you recognize it's bad.
Okay.
So it was just that cherry on top.
like
And it was Michael B. Jordan, so like...
I already thought the movie was bad, and they do that, and it's like...
I know. I saw Jack's. I saw his heart just sink into the
I
floor.
was like, you're kidding me.
I'm like, Jack.
I think at that point they just know that the movie's bad, and they're just
Do you-
like,
do you think-
"Yo,
do you-
let's make it as bad as we can."
Yeah, like once he opened his mouth, like all of the... When he was trying to hype him up and everything, like it was just hilariously awkward. It was great.
Oh, when he was like, yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
And then LeBron is just like,
I know. Yeah, seriously. So,
get out of here.
so let's talk about really quick. I want to talk about something that's different in this movie was LeBron James going 2D animated. Now, I was actually really happy. They had a lot of 2D animation in the film. I was like, that's pretty cool. Because again, I thought it
was gonna be all 3D.
Remember the SpongeBob, the one we saw from was it Sponge Out of Water?
Yeah.
Where they literally advertised the whole time, like, oh, they're going to be on land, they're going to be 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was like the last act of the movie where they go on land,
Yeah.
and the whole movie was 2D. And the same with this movie, I was like, dude, they're going to be cartoon for a little bit, and they're going to be CG the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
The CG was only the basketball game. So
Yeah.
I was actually really happy that, because obviously kids prefer 3D. I mean, every kid movie nowadays is...
Probably nowadays.
Yeah, like Pixar or DreamWorks, everything is computer animated. So it was nice to see the Looney Tunes in their original, like, hand-drawn.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it looked beautiful. I thought the animation style was great. I thought it looked... And I thought LeBron... I thought his acting was better as a cartoon, which I thought was kind of weird. Maybe because he didn't have to
The
show...
voice acting was bad, too.
Okay.
It was pretty bad.
But what do you think of the animation, though? Like, overall, let's talk about the animation, and then we can wrap things up. But
I think it looked fine. I think it looked like Looney Tunes, like it should have looked.
so you like the 2D
It was weird
animation?
LeBron being 2D, but it didn't upset me any more than I already was.
Okay. He was already so pissed off. He was like, I can't. He was like, I can't handle this anymore.
Good point.
Okay, so what did you guys think of do you guys like the 2D animation part of it? Like,
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, it was just like a refined Looney Tunes look,
yeah, I thought it looked good. I thought it really did look good. Did you like the 2D?
Yeah, I mean, some of the scenes, like the worlds they went to, were 2D, so I feel like
Yeah.
it would have been really distracting if LeBron was...
Yeah, it was
The
weird how
whole
you start out
I
in
liked it.
you start out in animated form, and then and Mad Max he was real, Matrix he was real, but in DC World he was animated. I was like, this is weird. I was like, what the heck? This is really strange. So the big question is, now this one is going to make or break people. What did you guys honestly think of the 3D Looney Tunes? Because they were 3D for at least 45 minutes of the film. And I know a lot of people are like, this is not my Looney Tunes. But honestly, I thought they looked good. I thought they looked good in the 3D model.
It was cool. I mean, I thought it was cool. I just just as long as it wasn't for the entire movie.
Yeah, I didn't want it for the whole movie, which I'm glad it wasn't.
So yeah, it's cool just to see what they would have looked like in 3D.
Yeah, I thought honestly they all looked great. I thought, I mean, so my thing with animation is that it's hard to tell, but they were 3D models, but they kind of moved like they were 2D animated. That's really hard to pull off, but I feel like they did a good job of like still making them feel like Looney Tunes, but they looked a little more updated, which I thought was actually really cool. I thought the 3D actually was probably one of the better parts of the film for me, was the actual 3D aspect of the characters.
Totally.
So
I didn't like Bugs Bunny for some reason.
in this movie,
Well, the 3D
oh, the 3D of them.
presentation.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. It was just
Elmer Fudd
concerning.
and
I felt like the first one had the Looney Tunes in more realist, the real world looking areas, more like when they break into Michael Jordan's house.
That's true.
In the first one,
Yeah,
I feel like
I-
the Looney Tunes
I
were
love that
in
scene.
relatable looking
Environments.
places.
Yeah.
When the second one, it was a lot of the over the top, like basketball court or whatever.
Ready Player
Yeah.
One.
Or-
type
it was
of
Ready
stuff.
Player One.
Or in Toonland or wherever.
Yeah.
But I kind of like when they have the Looney Tunes like in the real world.
for sure, absolutely.
I just gotta say the one thing I appreciate.
Oh yeah.
Is Big Chungus.
Big Chungus was in it. Big Chungus was in it. Rick and Morty was in it, which was
that was random.
I was like, it wasn't funny because like they couldn't really do much.
Yeah, they couldn't be Rick and Morty.
Yeah, but let's talk about the basketball game, and then we will give our overall thoughts, or if there's something else that we forgot. So obviously, the basketball game is the reason why Space Jam exists. So the basketball game in the first movie, I actually really like. It's a lot of fun. It's just cool to see Michael Jordan just be he's just really good. It was just really loony. And that part of the film, the first one, was super loony. And I was like, this is like Looney Tunes. Like, it's just crazy. It's fun. It's exciting. I really like the basketball game of the first one. And plus, at the time, it was super high tech. I mean, it honestly, the animation in the old one it still looks pretty good. Like, I know it was 1996, but you actually feel like the characters are there, and they're on the court. They make sounds when they walk, and I'm like, I gotta give props to the animators.
The squeaks.
Yeah, the squeaks, and I was like, that's really cool. I really like that. So, Jack, you were right. They took forever to get to the basketball game. I was like, because the movie's almost 2 hours. It's an hour and 55. If they could have cut off 15 minutes, they could have got to the game a lot faster, and they could have shortened some things. I think a shorter thing would have been a little better.
And it was just like a one game, like it was hype up to like one game.
Yeah, just one game.
It would have been cool if they had more reasons to show a little bit more basketball.
Exactly.
Like, we're going to go practice, and then it gets, like, real heated, you know?
Exactly.
Or something, and they do a bunch of Looney Tunes stuff.
Yeah, to be honest, I actually preferred the basketball game in the first one, because it's literally, like, I mean, it's still loony, but, like, they keep score normal. In this game, they scored, like, 1,000 points in one shot. I was like, I couldn't even keep up with what they were doing score-wise. I was like, I know they were playing a video game, but I was like, this is... If you get headaches bad, this basketball scene is going to give you the worst migraine of all time. There's so much going on that you're like, I couldn't even follow. I was like, some of the scenes were cool. LeBron had some cool shots, but it is a lot to take in. It's very hectic.
Well, it was one of those last ones where he was going up, he was trying to dunk, and he wasn't going to make it, and then someone threw the jump pad.
That was the kid, his kid.
Well,
they were probably
done after that.
They're probably trying to do what they did in the first one. Michael Jordan stretched his arm. They're trying to do like something iconic, but they're like, we can't do the arm, so we'll just do something else. So yeah, that part was. The thing is, though, they're gonna win. Like, obviously, the Goon Squad's not gonna win, but
they were lame too. I really didn't like the Goon
Squad. I prefer the Goon Squad over the Monstars. I actually like them.
Way.
I did.
Way better. Way better, because they're way more uniform. Like, they're just different colors, but they're all monsters. But, like, the Goon Squad in this one they're all completely different.
Like Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah, and they're all random.
You didn't like Wetfire was pretty cool. That was kind of cool.
No,
or like
not for basket. I don't
like
care.
Kronos. Like, Damian Lillard was pretty cool. I thought Kronos was cool.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the players turned into the Goon Squad.
Yeah, so
Diana Taurasi was.
Yeah, she was the snake. Yeah, well, I don't know. What's that?
Snake.
Yeah. So honestly, I actually prefer the Goon Squad over the Monstars. That's me personally. I like them. I like them better.
That was silly, but I mean, if you're a kid, it's like, I guess that's probably cool to them,
Yeah. Again, this movie was centered around like a video game, which again, kids love video games. So I mean, I felt like that worked.
The game would be way more fun than the movie.
That's correct. If they made a Space Jam, like an actual basketball game, I feel like a 2K, but like put Looney Tunes in it.
The game.
I think honestly, you're right. The game would be a lot more fun because, like, honestly, it kind of felt like a video game movie. In video game movies, we all know the best one is Sonic the Hedgehog or Detective Pikachu, and that's on
2006 Sonic, whatever year that came out.
Oh, Sonic 06. That was a bad game, dude.
I've heard.
I had it. I bought it for like $5. Remember?
Too much.
You were probably there with me when I bought it. But anyway,
you would probably do that.
I did, and anyway, but yeah. So the game was it's a little headache inducing. It's really loony, especially the second half after Michael B. Jordan leaves. They go really loony. There are some cool moments and you're like, oh, that's pretty funny, that's pretty cool, but dude, it's a lot.
And all the characters in the first one I thought were way more likable. Like not the Looney Tunes, but the actual actors, like the family. So like the lady who played LeBron's wife, like I didn't care about her.
She was very beautiful.
She's a really pretty lady, but they didn't even hardly put her in.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with the family.
Which it's not like the first one was in depth or anything. But it's like the characters were likable. Like, who's that fat white guy that was in the first one?
Bill Murray?
Who's
But that's Bill Murray.
Oh no! Wayne Knight. Stanley Podolak or
He was
something.
caddying for
Yeah.
Larry Bird and Michael Jordan in the first one. That's so much cooler than any of the bullshit that happened in the second one.
More memorable.
I hate Space Jam 2. I hate that movie.
Strong opinion.
No, that's okay. That's
no,
all right.
I agree,
The
man. It
movie
was awful.
sucks. It's no good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let y'all give your overall.
Was I not supposed to give my overall?
No. I want you to. I'm gonna let you go again if you want. But we're gonna. Did we miss anything else we want to talk about with this film? I think we covered most of everything. We gave some likes. We said the animation was good.
Big Chungus.
There were some moments where I legitimately. Oh yeah, Don Cheadle. We gotta talk about him really quick. Remember Algae Rhythm?
Oh.
He
was not needed at all in that movie.
But dude, he was having fun with the material. You could tell he was like, he's having fun.
Really?
Oh yeah, I thought he was having. It looked like he was having a great time.
I don't know.
I didn't like him at all.
I didn't like him the anime he turned to chocolate.
His character is a cringe, dude.
At the end when he turned animated, that was bad.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was like, he looked like chocolate pudding.
I don't know.
Like you could scoop in and eat him. That sounds really weird, but no, I thought it looks like he was having fun. He's definitely the best actor.
I mean, he's a good actor. Yeah, like I'll say that he's a good actor, and I feel like
I think he had fun with the material. I think he's like, you know what, I'm going to make this fun because honestly, again, LeBron's okay, and I feel like he did a better job than Jordan, but like he's just not an actor. Don Cheadle's an actor, and he's a good actor. So I felt like he had fun with the material. I liked him.
I feel like he was just doing a job, and he did his job well.
Yeah.
You know,
okay. I agree with that.
He was like, everyone around me sucks, but I'm gonna do real damn good. In this movie.
You know,
just the character that he played in the movie is just like
unneeded,
cringy.
He's just super simple.
He's
very cliche antagonist.
Yeah,
nothing special about it.
I mean, I thought it was clever how he was in the serververse and he was like making all these movies, and I was like, you know, maybe because
so stupid.
No,
not a fan of that.
The
okay.
plot of the movie's retarded.
Super cliche, like the whole
That
thing.
is a video game.
The whole thing, like LeBron's a bad dad, and he has to learn how to love his kid and let him do his thing, and that translates to his career and let his players do his thing.
Yeah,
like it's all like just cliche. All across the board. There's nothing special about the story or characters or anything.
Like, I would have been more happy if they just stole the whole idea from the first one and just did it again.
Like a Hangover 2 type thing, where
like,
it's just the more of the same.
Yeah, if they're like, oh, the aliens stole powers again, but it was just like modern day players.
Yeah,
like that would have been super cool.
Actually,
super cool because then
that probably would have been better.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think that could have been. Yeah,
just do it again.
Just retread it, and honestly, you know, the first one,
and then put a bunch of other cool players in it, like you did in the first one. You can put Steph Curry in that bitch. You can get Kevin Durant and all these cool guys. I'm serious, just like the first one.
Yeah,
like, that would have been way better. But it's just LeBron and his dumb face the whole time.
Oh, is that?
I hate the movie and I hate LeBron.
Okay, so is that your overall? Do you anything else you want to say?
What was one thing you liked about them?
Yeah, can you give me one thing you liked?
I like that we went. I'm glad that I got to see it.
Yeah, you sat next to me, and I could tell you enjoyed that part.
I like the good times.
Because I would have been curious. I would have wanted to see the movie.
And that's another thing too, dude. I guarantee that Warner Bros. Like, dude, look, we know this might be bad, but we know people are gonna like what Jack said. Like, we're gonna see if it's that bad or not. Because I mean, 31% is pretty low, and everyone's gonna be like, it can't be that bad, and they're gonna like, ooh, but they can't get their money back.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, you have to pay HBO Max that $50. You have to start paying right when you put in the subscription.
It's like charging $40 for Mulan.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to buy HBO Max to watch that movie. Maybe a different movie, but if that's their selling point for HBO Max, I'm out.
Dude, I mean, that's kind of what they were doing. Like, hey, we have all this stuff on HBO Max.
The jerseys were cool.
The jerseys were cool.
The jerseys were cool.
Yeah, I like they were cool. I do like the jerseys. So, okay, Jack, we'll just start with you. If you want to say anything else, and then just give it out of 10. Give it your score.
Okay. Well, in case I didn't say this already, I don't like the movie.
Okay.
I honestly don't know what part I enjoy even a little bit.
Okay.
I enjoyed the experience, and I'm glad that I saw it. And if I can give it a 0, I'd like to do that.
You can. You can give it a 0. No.
It's really no good. I'll happily never watch it. ever again. And honestly, I kind of want to forget that it was made because I still really enjoy the first one quite a bit.
So 0.
0. Like,
wow, that. Golly,
I don't rate movies all the time. You know,
I know.
so
I'm usually the movie guy out of everybody.
I'm probably gonna love it or hate it, and this one's definitely on the negative side of the.
And honestly,
scale.
dude, I appreciate you being honest because people want. I hate when people lie. You could tell when people lie in
And
podcasts.
I've only seen it once, but I don't think there's any amount of rewatching this movie that's gonna. If anything, my rating will go lower.
Well,
if I continue to watch this movie.
Would you? So, well, no. Well, here's the thing. Like, I think one day we don't have to watch it, but we should put it on the best and just like point out who we can find. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, we'll just fast forward, and it's gonna take like an hour to fast forward.
I did think it was cool seeing Scooby Doo the way they had the mystery machine.
Yeah, like
on that little.
Yeah, like what? I almost said Banjo-Kazooie, not Banjo-Kazooie. Yogi Bear was there. Flintstones, but they were all in the back. Like, put them in the front, dude. Don't put Clockwork Orange up
they
there.
put the rapist in the front.
Yeah, and Pennywise with kids. Anyway.
So is life, you know.
So wow, 0 for you. That's insane. Let's go with Bethany because I'm.
Oh no.
Yeah, just your overall thoughts and just a score. You can be as honest as you want.
Some old bullshit or whatever.
That's
old rating used to be.
Okay.
Bullcrap.
It's a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I did enjoy seeing all the different like characters in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it was okay.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy the end at all. Like, I thought the introduction of that clock guy was just kind of weird.
Oh,
and then how he was defeated. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Oh yeah. When Granted,
I was just like, what?
Yeah, that was
and
dumb.
then like how
Yeah.
they won, I was just like, okay. But then Bugs Bunny survives, and I'm like, how?
Yeah, that actually was dumb.
That was dumb.
I
was
didn't
like,
understand.
that-
I'm like, am I missing something?
That could have been cut from the film. They could have cut that and made the movie at least an hour 45 instead of like 2 hours. That was because he came back and there was no stakes of like. I was like, so Bugs Bunny shot the ball, knowing I guess he knew that he can come back because LeBron James might not have come back.
Oh,
maybe that's why. But still, that whole scene.
But all the other Looney Tunes obviously didn't know that. They were trying to.
Yeah, they had no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was dumb.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear your score. I'm excited.
4.
Okay, that's an F, but you're tired and jacked.
I
So
mean, I've seen some real bad like kids movies, so.
this is not as bad as some kids movies that I've seen.
I'd pick a lot of kids movies over.
I would definitely
Wow.
watch it maybe 1 or 2 more times to like really pick out the characters.
Okay, that's
and
fair.
Appreciate some of the animated worlds, like the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. 4.
Watch VeggieTales before I watch Space Jam.
Hey, VeggieTales, dude, Jonah, VeggieTales movie is a bop. That's a good movie. All right, Miguel, I'm ready.
Man, okay. I don't have a ton to say other than, I mean, I appreciate the meme awareness, you know?
That's true. They did Big Chungus.
They threw in Big Chungus for a second.
You're
That
obsessed.
made me happy.
Yeah.
You know, that was genuinely a happy moment with my experience of this movie.
Okay.
And then one other moment in the movie that made me kind of chuckle a little bit was Speedy Gonzalez.
Arriba!
He just kind of made me
Come at me,
laugh
bro.
a little bit in one of the scenes.
Is that the Matrix scene?
Matrix part?
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind
I
of
did hear him
funny.
laughing, and I'm like, finally, someone's laughing at this besides me. I'm the only one laughing right now.
Yeah, but that's about it, you know. And I could look that clip up on YouTube, you know, for like 2 seconds. That's all I need. You
That's
know?
true. You
2
can't do-
seconds of the movie. You know, that's
Wow.
all I like.
Out of a 120-minute movie, you
Yeah,
like 2
so-
seconds.
So I think for what it's worth, those 2 seconds are worth maybe what did it get on Rotten Tomato?
I got a 31. What would you give out of 10?
0.31 out of 10.
Oh my gosh.
For
Dang.
for those 2 seconds.
You and Jack are... I'm going to be the nicest one right now.
Yeah, Miguel's being generous.
I know. Jeez.
I mean, if it weren't for those 2 parts, man, it's a 0. There's just
Wow.
nothing enjoyable about that movie, honestly.
Wow. Dang, you guys... Okay.
I was being generous.
I know. You guys are gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked at my score. Look, okay. So I actually last night before I went to bed, I did watch part of the first Space Jam again, and because I had to compare because I want to get ready for the podcast, and there's parts of it I like. There's parts I like about the first one better, and there's parts I like about the second one better. If they could take. If they took Michael Jordan now and put him in this, if Michael Jordan was LeBron James age now, and they put him in this, do you think it would have been better? Like,
not necessarily, not if it was the exact same movie.
But it was just said of Michael. Okay, just wanted to double check on
that.
that. So again, I'm a big movie guy. I thought it was cool that they went to all the different worlds. I know, like, they did take a while to get to the basketball game. Basketball game was really short. But sometimes I just like to have fun, and I did hype this movie up. I told Jack saying I don't want any complaining. I don't want anything throughout the movie because I was super excited for it.
I kept my bitching down for a little bit.
You did. I was proud.
I got halfway through.
I was proud of you.
Couldn't help it, dude. I don't blame you.
I understand. I did. I had fun. I thought the Looney Tunes were the biggest part of the film. I really liked how they were just loony and they were just goofy.
Yeah, they're the best part.
Yeah, they were absolutely the best part. Actually, my biggest complaint was Daffy Duck. He didn't even play in the game. My dad and I are both like, we want him to play. He was the coach.
What was he? Oh, was he?
I was like, dude, I want Daffy Duck to play. Daffy's my favorite Looney Tunes.
Daffy's funny.
I was like, they're not putting him in the... That was a real bummer for me. And again, the whole Michael B. Jordan part I didn't like. Oh, the Porky Pig rap. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that was random.
That was... Well, I thought they just stopped the game and
bonus round.
I was like, they're literally playing the ball, and I was like, why does Daffy have beats on? I was like, what? And then Porky Pig starts, I'm like, this is wiggity wiggity whack, bro. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, fun fact, they stole a beat, too.
They did?
Yeah, Flavor in Your Ear.
Of course they did.
It's a new flavor in your ear. I knew the beat immediately. I was like, that's a dope song, but this sucks.
Dude, that part was bad. That part was really bad. There were some parts of the movie I was like, this is bad. But I did have fun. It's not great, but I had fun. Mm-hmm. I really did.
Yeah, I had fun with you guys.
Well, I had fun with you guys, and I had fun with the movie. Go ahead. I give it like a 6.5, 7, probably. That's a little high, I know, but you guys are going to kill me after this.
Dude,
wait, what would you give it, a 7?
I liked it a lot, man.
How are you going to let that kid graduate high school?
A 7? Yeah, that kid needs to be held back.
Yeah.
Me?
No, the movie needs to get held back from that rating.
Okay.
That's too high, man.
But would you have the same amount of fun if you were just watching this on your phone on a random day because you wanted to watch something? Versus at the theater with your friends and family.
That's true.
There's 1,000 other movies you could watch on Netflix.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, was it the experience?
Well,
it showed you all the things
really
you could watch
think it deserves a 7?
Yeah, they showed us like everything I could have been watching instead of Space Jam: New Legacy. I really enjoyed the film. I'd probably give it like 6.5, probably.
Okay.
That's too high.
I had fun. I liked it. I'm usually the harsh one. I'm usually the one that's really harsh on movies. I'm the movie guy, and people are like.
I think you just committed to the hype.
I just had fun, dude.
You hyped it up so much that you can't feel like you can't not like it now.
But I really did like it. I had fun.
Slowly but surely he'll learn to
not like
it
so much.
There are some movies I walked out of going like. There were some movies I walked out of going like that was bad. Yeah. Like Last Jedi, I walked out immediately going or Rise of Skywalker, like that was bad.
Rise of Skywalker, yeah, I was like, dude, why did they do this?
No, I walked out of that movie going like I will not watch that.
They broke my heart.
Yeah,
honestly.
Like movies, there are movies I watch, and who knows? I agree. Over time, I may come to the point saying like, you know what? Maybe I was just super amped and super excited, and I was really excited for this film. I mean, this was like I just love the combination of Looney Tunes and basketball. Like it's just fun.
Well, I hope we didn't ruin your experience watching it because I hate that movie.
Okay, just make 0, 4.31, 6. Mm-hmm. So that's like an average that's an average of maybe 5, which is still an F.
No.
Is that too low?
Way lower.
It's lower. I'm trying to be optimistic here.
It's probably
like
an average of
something.
2 out of 10. That's like really bad.
0.31. The average there is like 0.15 or something. Then you gave it a what? 6, Chandler?
Yeah, I gave it a 6.
Well, that bumps it up a little bit.
And then you could do the math real quick. But
oh, the podcast got okay.
Is it certified?
You know what? Let's do it really quick.
Not at all.
Let's do the math real quick.
We're gonna do the math,
it won't take long.
And then we'll be right back.
It won't take long.
Okay, so we had to take a quick break because we were talking for an hour, having a great time talking about Space Jam. Well, I had a good time talking about it. I don't know about these guys, but I love talking about it. So we gave our score, we gave our thoughts and score about the film. Again, a reminder, I gave it a 6, Jack gave it a 0, Bethany gave it a 4, Miguel gave it a 0.31. And so we actually did the math on a calculator. our average score of Space Jam. So Miguel or Bethany, why don't you go and take it away?
Yeah, our average score turned out to be a total of 2.58 out of 10.
That's a doozy.
That sounds about right. That sounds good.
Dude, that's like literally all. That was like all my tests in high school.
I mean, that's not. I feel like you were very generous, and that's not very far off of the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
That's just a few points.
That's why we average it out, you know?
That's true.
I think we have a more realistic score now.
That's true. So like, we round it'd be like what?
IGN'd it right here, dude.
We did. So and technically, if we were to round, it'd be like what? 2.60 or 2.6? It's 2.58. You said, right?
Yeah.
In one decimal place, it'd be
2.58. We rounded it up.
Oh, okay.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, that's not good, and it reflects on Rotten Tomatoes. Let me ask you this before I give you guys an outro. So on Rotten Tomatoes, so the movie's at 31 by critics, but the audience gave it an 87. Obviously, you guys seem to agree with the critics than the audience.
The audience?
Audience gave it an 87, which is fresh. So again, 59 and lower is rotten.
Yeah.
60 and up.
There's no way.
I'll show you after. Yeah,
Man.
31, 87. So you guys seem to agree with
the general audience.
No, you agree with the critics because it's rotten.
No. Yeah, I know. I'm saying the general audience.
General audience is.
I mean, they're very general. People.
Maybe.
Very.
Yeah, it's people. It's literally people like us going to the movie that can leave a free review on like IMDb or Rotten. You can leave fan reviews.
Yeah.
Or like on Metacritic or.
You don't gotta be a critic to know that movie sucks.
Yeah, man.
I just can't picture anybody giving that movie like full marks.
Maybe it's just a bunch of kids.
And if
I wouldn't give
that score like some people did.
Yeah, if you read some of the reviews said like it's a slam dunk, which I thought was stupid.
That's something you'd say.
That would be. That's a
like,
slam dunk. It's like a really. That's like a. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty
so
sure
funny.
all the people leaving reviews are like moms.
Well, even in some of the reviews.
Wow, I had such a good time with my kids at that movie.
Such a good family
Oh,
I
movie.
didn't even notice the
Teaches-
LeBron James so handsome.
That's right. They didn't even know it's a Clockwork Orange. I'm serious. Yeah. So that's true too. My aunt went to take my cousins to see it, and my aunt's like, "It's the best movie." I'm like, "Well, it's because you're with their family and with the kids." And
There's so many better kids movies.
and there is like again, you look at movies like you look at movies like Pixar, for example. Pixar is for kids, but it's definitely like one of my favorite.
Not just for kids.
One of my favorite movies of all time is a Pixar movie. Like,
well, adults love Pixar movies.
I love Pixar, and Pixar's had some stinkers, like Cars 2 and Cars 3. I'm not a fan of those, or any of the Cars, to be honest.
Cars 1 was kind of good.
No, I don't like Cars. And I don't like any. I do prefer Cars over Space Jam, the first one. I'll say that, but I don't. Cars 2 and 3 were pretty bad.
I mean, I didn't care for Cars,
but like, dude, for me, like, dude, all the Toy Story movies, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, dude.
Finding Nemo.
Those movies, again, they're meant for kids, but they have them. Another thing about Space Jam, really quick, that irritated me was that it was so on the nose with its message. It was like, look, like LeBron's literally like, you can't do this, and he's like, you're a bad dad. When you look at Pixar, they do it in such a clever way where they're not saying they do a good job of disguising the message, but in a way that's entertaining and enjoyable. This movie is just like, I'm a bad dad, and you got to do it my way. And it's like, oh, I was wrong. Again, you look at movies like Pixar, they're like, we're going to do it funny, but we're also going to put a good message. Go ahead, Bethany.
I'll take it one step further.
Okay.
I will say I rewatched pretty much all the Pixar shorts pretty recently.
Dude, they're great.
They're so much better than this.
They are. It's amazing.
And they only had like 3 to 8 minutes or something.
Dude, I know. It's hard. Honestly, I think it's harder to make a shorter film because you got to cram point A to point B. This movie had 2 hours to tell a better story, and it just... Look, even Jack's leaving. Oh, you're not leaving. So... But yeah, 2.57 something?
2.58 out of 10.
58? That's
I mean, if you round it up, it's a 3 out of 10.
It's still not
That's
good.
pretty close to the critics.
That's literally all of my
Yeah.
That's literally all my English all my math tests actually in high school. That's literally all I got. So I couldn't figure it out. And I can't figure out why I like this movie, so maybe I'll do the math later and I'll text you guys saying maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'll watch it on HBO Max by myself and I'll take some notes. I sometimes have to do that, but anyway, you guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining the podcast. I'm gonna give you guys a little outro. Jack, thank you so much, buddy. I hope you come back.
I'll do it again anytime.
Really?
Whatever you want to see.
Want to see Space Jam
Just
again?
not this movie again. Just not this movie again.
I do want. There are a few movies that we can go see. I'm excited for a few. So thank you, Jack,
Halloween.
Oh, dude, we will absolutely. That's going to be opening night for all of us. Just to let y'all know.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'll be on that podcast.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll talk about Halloween Kills. Absolutely, I'm super amped. Now that Space Jam's out of the way, Halloween's my next big movie. So,
Hell yeah.
awesome, Bethany. Thank you so much for being on the podcast again. You've been here before, but you sat in the corner in silence. So while me and Miguel were talking about video game
I tried
soundtrack.
to, yeah.
No, but it's cool. No, I appreciate you giving your input. It's nice to actually have someone on the podcast who hasn't seen the original give their take on this. So it's actually a really cool perspective. So I appreciate that. Thank you for being on here.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed it.
Of course, anytime. And then Miguel, you've been on here. This is your 4th time. You're always welcome, dude. I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me yet again.
Dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Really, I appreciate you guys. And thank you all for listening to the Chandler Burton podcast. You can go on YouTube and go to Chandler Burton Entertainment. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and the like button. But until next time, I hope you all take care. You guys can say bye if you want.
Bye.
See you later.